Welcome to today's explainer. Today, we're breaking down the ultimate Git branching strategy. Look, if you're gearing up for a DevOps interview, or honestly, if you just want to master the art of reliable software delivery without losing your mind, you're in exactly the right place. We're going to distill exactly how top-tier engineers manage massive, sprawling code bases seamlessly. So, let's jump right into it. It's a massive, and I mean literally massive challenge. How in the world do tech giants add shiny new features without completely breaking their existing apps? You know the deal. Customers today expect constant updates. They want cool new features every few weeks or maybe months on giant platforms like Amazon or Flipkart. But seriously, how do these huge organizations inject complex new code without crashing the live system that millions of people are currently using? To figure that out, we've broken this explainer down into 5 quick sections. We'll start with the software delivery challenge, then look at what is a Git branch, cover the 4 core branches, dive into handling production emergencies, and finally look at the Kubernetes case study. All right, section 1, the software delivery challenge, speed versus stability. So there's this constant, super stressful tension in modern software development. On one hand, the business side wants to keep customers happy by shipping new features incredibly fast. We're talking every 15 to 60 days. But on the flip side, you have the terrifying engineering reality. Introducing new, potentially breaking changes to a perfectly functioning live application is a massive risk. It's like changing the tires on a moving car. You want to move fast, sure, but you absolutely cannot be the person who breaks the live production server. Which brings us to section 2. What is a Git branch? Safe code separation. At its core, a Git branch is simply a safe separation of code. Think of it as a totally isolated sandbox. It's a space where developers can experiment, test out wild ideas, and build new breaking changes entirely separated from the existing, working application. Basically, it guarantees your experimental, half-finished code doesn't take down the actual live product. Let's actually look at how this plays out with the evolution of an app like Uber. So year 1, the core cab's code is working flawlessly for millions of users. Awesome. But then leadership decides they want to introduce bikes. In month 1 of that update, instead of messing with the golden cab code, developers spin up an isolated feature bikes branch. A whole team works only in that specific sandbox. Fast forward to month 2, once they're 100% confident the bike code works perfectly, that branch is merged back into the main application and then deleted. And look at month 6. A brand new feature intercity branch gets created for the next big rollout. Through all of that behind-the-scenes work, the cabs kept running flawlessly the entire time. Okay, zooming out, let's hit section 3. The 4 core branches: master, feature, release, and hotfix. You can basically categorize an entire organization's Git strategy into these 4 essential branch types. First up is the master branch, which is your permanent, absolute source of truth. Then you've got feature branches. These handle your new breaking changes and are totally temporary. Next are release branches, which give you a medium-term space for end-to-end testing right before shipping. And finally, hotfix branches. These are very short-lived. We're talking maybe 1 or 2 days, and they exist exclusively for fast production bug fixes. Put them all together and you maintain perfect order. Let's break these down a bit more, starting with the feature branch. Honestly, this is where the heavy lifting happens. Imagine you're building a calculator app. If you've got a basic version 1 calculator that handles simple addition and subtraction, and you suddenly want to add complex exponential math for version 2, well, you definitely don't write that right on top of the working addition code. You separate it. You quarantine that risky new math into a feature branch sandbox, just to make sure you don't accidentally wreck the basic addition while you're building out the advanced stuff. Now, it's really important to contrast the master branch with the release branch. The master branch is this highly active development zone. It's the ultimate source of truth, and it must always be kept up to date with new merged features. But the release branch, that one is intentionally isolated and completely frozen from new active changes. Why? Because you're getting ready to ship code to paying customers. You use the release branch strictly for end-to-end testing, just to guarantee that some developer's brand new active code doesn't ruin your upcoming shipment at the 11th hour. Which leads us perfectly into section 4, handling production emergencies, the hotfix branch. Because let's be real, what happens when your pager goes off at 3 a.m. because of a critical, catastrophic bug on the live app? That is exactly where the hotfix branch saves the day. It works like this. Step 1, a user reports the bug.
Step 2, you drop everything and immediately create a short-lived hotfix branch to write the patch. Step 3, you merge that fix into the release branch so you can rapidly shift the corrected code out. But, and pay very close attention to step 4 here, you absolutely must merge that exact same fix back into the master branch as well. Since master is the source of truth, you have to ensure that bug doesn't accidentally resurrect itself in your next big update.
Finally, Section 5, the Kubernetes case study, scale and stability.
3,300. That's a huge number, right? That is the astonishing number of contributors to the open source Kubernetes GitHub repository. Just try to imagine coordinating code from over 3,000 different developers. With that sheer volume of human input, having a strict branching strategy isn't just a nice-to-have productivity hack, it's literally vital for survival. Without it, the whole thing would just collapse. So how do they actually pull it off? Well, by strictly applying the exact 4-branch strategy we've been talking about. They maintain a highly active master branch. They spin up temporary feature branches for major new additions, like, say, rate limiting or server-side apply. And when it's time for those scheduled product rollouts, they cut specific frozen release branches, like Release 1.26 and Release 1.27. It is the exact same architectural framework we just learned, just scaled up to a massive global level. All right, let's lock this all in. You are now completely equipped to nail these top 4 DevOps interview questions. Number 1, where do hotfixes merge? Remember, it's both master and release. Number 2, where do releases actually happen from? The release branch, of course. Number 3, what exactly is a feature branch? It's a safe separation for testing new breaking changes. And number 4, which branch is always up to date as the source of truth? That's your master or main branch. So I'm going to leave you with a final thought today. If a highly structured branching strategy can keep a massively complex project like Kubernetes perfectly stable with thousands of developers throwing code at it, just think about how much faster and safer your next personal project could be if you implemented this exact strategy today. How will you apply this framework to completely bulletproof your own code? Definitely something to chew on as you start your next build. Thanks so much for hanging out with me.